Hello, friends. This is Jaya for the session of digitalization. Today, we are going to discuss, or we can say we should try to understand what is the impact of digitalization in today's era in the market situation. And with an interesting case study dealing with the QR code with the help of this digitalization tool. First, we'll see there is a scenario where there are two friends who are working as a business owners with the tours and travels, where Bob is earning less, whereas David is earning more and more in his business. So why? Because Bob is using a traditional way of method of running his business, and in other case where David is using a digital tool to grow his business more and more. So in this scenario, David is struggling to get the request or a complaints of the customer to be fulfilled, and taking a lot of time to complete it. Whereas David is completing all the request, queries, complaints, everything. He's doing it instantly because he's using the digital way of method in his business. That is why Bob is struggling more and more into the business, and whereas David is flourishing into his digital business. Now, in my second slide, we will try to understand what is the difference between these two methods. In traditional method, there are more manpower is involved, more and more time consumption is there, a very high costing is there, processing is very slow, and the chances of errors are very, very high. On the other hand, in a digital method, the less manpower is involved, the time consumption is less, the costing is very low, processing is done faster, and there is more and more accuracy in that particular method. That is why in nowadays the people are using the digital method more and not using the traditional method. Why? Because the traditional method is taking a lot of time consumption to complete the query or the complaint of the consumer. Whereas in today's world, the consumer doesn't want to wait for a service to be done. He or she wants a service to done instantly. And for that purpose, the business who are using the online platform for their business, they are using this digital tool because it has a great impact, it has its own benefits, and it has its own method of doing it, whereas traditional method doesn't have those type of benefits while running the business on a traditional way. Second is, slides comprise of what is digitalization, what is the actual meaning of this digitalization, where it stands. So it stands in four pillars, that is the data, we can say it as a technology first. Second, the data. Third is the process. And the last is the organizational change. When we try to understand these four pillars, so in every business, there is a technology, and when this technology is there, so the technology creates the new, or it modifies the existing technology to make it more and more transparent for the consumers as well as for the business owners. Second is the data. When you are running the business, there are a lot of data according to your brand, according to your product, and you can make a market analysis how your product is standing or a brand is standing in that particular way of doing the business. You can understand where is actually brand and or your product is standing. Third comes around the automation process. So when we are talking about the automation process, it simplifies the complexities of the business, which makes it more and more easier for the consumer while they are serving their app, or they are serving that app or a website where they are trying to purchase a particular amount. Then there is an organizational change. When we are talking about the organizational change, so that means that uh, when the consumer requires the product to be uh, when the consumer requires something improvised in their particular product or in your brand, so it requires that you have to make some changes in your organization. It tries to make the things differently. So, for that improvisation, you have to make some changes in the organizational where you can meet the demands of the consumers. That is what the entire thing is. So, these pillars defines the digitalization tool in the business module. So now we understand what is the importance of digitalization. So, when we are talking about the importance of digitalization, it comprises of the efficiency. It increases the efficiency in a business module. It protects all the records when there is some natural disaster, or when the there is a stolen or there is a theft for your particular record. So it increases the efficiency. How it increases the efficiency? Why? Protecting this, whenever it is lost, you can retrieve this data from an online platform. You're trying more and more to keep the records online so that it is not lost, and you try it to retrieve it, you fix the errors in an online platform. But when you see in a traditional way of method, that these things cannot be done, because when it is stolen or it is some disasters happen or if some losses happens, you have to create the entire document or the entire data from A to Z to make it the full data for the brand or the product. But this is a benefit in a digital tool when you get all these things in a way where you can retrieve it, you can save it, and you can fix that error in that particular way in a digital tool. Now, my second point comprises the importance, that is the retention of the data. When we are talking about the retention of the customer and the retention of the data, so when you are trying, when your company has a proactive representative and he or she is helping the customer with their complaints or with their queries, or if they are trying to help the customer to complete or to understand what it is all about, so in that manner you are retrieving that customer, or you can say you are retaining that potential customer so that he or she should come back to your website or an app for the repeat purchases, and even he or she can recommend your website or app to the other people by saying that he or she has received a good service from your company about your brand, about your product, and in this way it can increases your customer base as well as the business growth. That is why the digitalization tool is really, really important when you are doing the business on an online platform. So, first is the increasing the efficiency, second is the retaining the potential customers. So that makes the importance, because these two things are really important in a business while you are doing it. So, my next slide comprises of the examples of digitalization. When I'm talking about the examples of digitalization, it means anything can be digitalized. Like if I'm talking about uh, you have a particular data which you need to carry when you are traveling somewhere to show this presentation or something. So I don't think that you will take it a bunch of papers and go and present it. What is a convenient way of doing it is to keep all the data, your presentation on your laptop, and you try to project that screen over there, and you will able to explain the entire stuff uh, before the person. So that would be more convenient instead of taking that bunch of papers with you. So in today's world, there you can have a lot of papers on an online platform. If you want to scan your photograph also, that also you can do it online. You don't have to carry it everywhere. You can use a wi-fi on the phone. So these multiple things are coming as an example of digitalization, because these things cannot be done in a traditional way of method. And that is the reason the digitalization has its impact, has its importance in every way while you're running the business on an online platform. So when we are talking about the advantages, first time it comes into my mind, that is a time saving. Why it is saying as a time saving? Because when we are talking about a time saving, you don't have to go here and there. You can just sit at your home or your office and you're serving the particular website or an app, and you will able to go through it and you will save your time. You don't have to go here and there. Cost saving, when you are not going from one place to another in search of a particular product or a brand, you are saving that cost of transport. Third is the increasing accuracy. When you are looking each and everything, and it in a digital tool, it gives you the accuracy for each and everything which you are searching on it. Easy distribution, when you are trying to distribute the information about your brand or your other company, you can do it instantly on an social media pages which grab the attention of more and more people. And if you have to send some means information to the people, you can send it through email, you can give it to 100 people at a one time instead of you are doing in a tradition, because these benefits doesn't come or doesn't fits in a traditional method. Then the secured part, secure, the documents are really secured on an online platform because you can retrieve it, you can fix the error, and you can get the entire data retrieved. And the last point, which I'm saying as an increase in profit, why do I say increase in profits? Because when we are retaining the potential customers by helping them for their complaint, query, request, so they will come back again and again and do the repeat purchases for the same. That is why these points are the advantages. They have their own impact, and the digital tool has their own importance while it is the business which is running in an online platform that makes it really beneficial for both business and consumer, because nowadays every person is looking or purchasing online. Nobody is going in a physical manner to search for a particular product or anything. So that is the main criteria, because it is the mentality of every people that when they want to search for any product or a brand, they always think of a tool which is online. They don't think that we should go to some place and search for some items. Nobody is going there, because it is a hardly, if I say, if from my point of view, it is like a waste of time for it. And when there is an option when we can search into that particular website and we can get all the products online, we can get a good discounts, we can get deals. So why we should waste our time in going from one place to another in search of the products to purchase? That is why I think the digital tool is really important if you're trying to run a business on an online platform. And this tool always have its own importance, has its own beauty to make the business run and to make the business flourish. So this is the end of the session where session of a digitalization, where you learned about the importance, you learned about the examples, you learned about what is going through the digital tool, what are the advantages, and how it has an impact on a business tool. Now we come to the end of the session where we discuss about the case study, which I have already said. We are dealing the case study with a QR code. You all know QR code is really important these days, and which makes it really really easy for you to get through it, because you can do it in a payment, you can do it in a getting the information about the product, or your multiple things can be done in a QR code, because in this dynamic QR code you can put entire content which you want your customer should look out, and it will be helpful in your sales, or you can say in a marketing of your brand or your product. So today's session I would say that today's my case study is based on construction industry. Everybody knows construction industry is a very vast subject, but I have a couple of points. I have some things which come into my mind that clear this case study which I'm doing through, and how QR code can improvise this construction industry if you are in this particular industry, and that would be helpful for your sales, for your market, for your consumers, and your for your business to grow. So every time, whenever I do a case study, everything it comes in my mind, what is a QR code in a construction industry, what is the hold of that QR code in this construction industry. So construction companies always integrate the QR codes to connect people with their important information, which is critically needed for every development whenever you are doing any project. And if that QR code is embedded, and if the construction industries are using this so that it can engage more and more people about the information about that particular project, using these QR codes, the construction, you can get the construction team's information, the project leaders and the worker, they can also scan it to get the entire info, not only the consumer but also the construction workers, team, the workers, they can do the scanning and they can understand what is that all about the project, what are the needed things over there, what is the actual part in that construction industry. So QR code is having his own importance when you are running any type of industry, whether it is education, whether it's construction, whether it is entertainment, whether it is anything. So QR code has become a very I can say it has become a very intensive use of everything, because it is a small image, but it carries a lot of importance, a lot of content, so that in every scan you get each and everything through this small image. Instead of going to the entire thing, you can get through by scanning it. So it is more convenient for consumers, because nowadays everybody is handling smartphones, and these things comes in such a way that you can scan it and get the information about the product or about the industry, about the brand, anything. So my second question which comes into my mind, which also comes into your mind also, what is the use of it? This is something I have told what is the QR code works or what is its impact in that particular industry. Now it comes to what is the use of this QR code in this construction sites, we can say. So first point is to the QR code keep the track of the materials in the construction. It can also track the assets as well. So when you are in a construction site, there almost the thefts are going on, and every time some equipment is lost or stolen or something or the other happens, so to avoid this problem, you can attach those QR codes on the equipments on the construction site, the materials. So those, the entire data would be stored in your software, where you can just track what are the equipments are lost, or it is stolen, or it has been damaged or anything. So QR code can give you that information if you have embedded all the data on that particular software which you have. So you can just have that QR code for particular equipment or the materials, so that you can keep a track for those things, which is a manageable thing and which you all need. Because if I say the equipments are really costly, so if it is lost, it's a loss for the work as well as for your also, because you have purchased it. And to have a manageable track for these equipment, if it is lost or something it has happened, so you can keep a track through this QR code. This is a one of the use, the keeping the tracks of the material or the equipments, you can say. Second, QR codes for in the construction site for safety. Everybody, when workers are working in that particular area, so every the construction person requires that safety while doing the work over there. You all know, because it is a priority in today's world. Wherever they are working, they want their safety to be done. So accidents, installations are always happening in day-to-day life, and make it very easier, because the employees are also over there, the workers are there, employees are there, and accidents can happen. And you can't predict that the accident happen or not happen, it can happen instantly. So to it can be in many reasons. I can say when you're installing an equipment or you are assembling some equipment, these things can happen. It can have a very bad impact. So what you do with these things, how do you avoid these problems? You can just have the guides for this particular, for assembling the equipments or about the equipments by this QR code. You can develop a guide with a QR code so that so that to share that safety or the protocols for the employees or for the workers. You can put this QR code on the particular poster regarding those uh, equipments or installation or anything, so they can just scan it over and get that guidance for how to assemble it, how to install those particular equipment, so it is safe for both the team members, as for you the company, as well as for the workers. So if these things are in a proper manner, so you can save your time, as well you can save your employees and workers, and the work would be go smoothly, so you would have no delay in your work, and these accidents you can avoid in this manner. And you can provide a video, you can provide a PDF QR code where the people can see, or they could learn from the video, or they can uh, just read the instructions where it is easy for both of them to get it done, to assemble the equipments and everything. Third, which points comes in my mind is share the confidential document with a password protected QR code. In a construction industry, I'm talking about, because there are a lot of data breaches can cost you a huge impact in terms of finances and reputation for your industry or your for the company. So this can be done by QR code protected way. With this password protected QR code, you can share a document to the concerned person, to the selected people, and this info is given to those people, and they will have those QR code who can open this document. No other people can use it without that QR code password. So this is one thing you can engage when you are doing some business with a client or something. You can have this part also, as while sharing this document to the some people, so you can do a password protected, so that your document is safe between both the parties, between you and the client. So that is also a major part, because a number of data breaches are going on, number of hackers are there. So this is can be done, it can be implemented, it can help you in your business part. So my second point, which comes in, QR code can be embedded in the engineering drawing. So design and plans change constantly when you're doing a construction for a particular building. So every time there is a changes, and when there is a final uh, layout has to come. So when the design change constantly, and keeping up with the finished layout, updated schedule, material checkout, everything is in the line. When you are constantly changing, you're making the improvisation. If I say the word, your improvisation in the doing that drawing. So this QR code helps in construction, especially in engineering drawing. It can easily transfer the updated layouts, systematic drawings, placing the QR code in pillars, erecting, and even on-site offices for quick access to the drawing. So whenever you are doing it, you can, because these drawings are, whenever you are in a construction, if anybody is in there in the construction industry, and if they are doing the drawing for the final layout, there are constantly changes of the plans, the drawings, the materials, equipments, everything. So you can put this QR code in your engineering drawings for both the workers, for the consumers, so that they can get a proper knowledge about what is going on with the building, what is the exact status of the drawing, and how it is going to be implemented, how it is going to be built. So these instructions can be put it in a QR code, and it would be helpful for both consumers as well as the business owner. Second point is comes, how do we have a strategy of marketing the QR codes in a constructions industry. So, first point which comes in a social media QR code. Why do we use social media QR code? Social media is a very rich platform, you all know, that helps to grow your brand awareness, helps you to reach more and more people. As you know, whenever you have to delegate any information about your brand or something, you can do it through this particular platform, where you can develop the social media QR code in your construction industry, so that it can grab more and more people, so that it can come for any inquiries about your construction, about your service, about anything. So that makes a very important platform for your construction industry. So now, and even in this social model, it can reach more and more followers. When you are using the social media QR code, you can get more and more subscription, you get leads, so you can convert it to your business, because many people are watching social media nowadays so much that some people are looking for construction things, some people are looking for rented houses, some people are looking for many things. So this is a one way to do your strategy, where you can just make it happen by social media QR code. You get more and more people. You can try to explain the entire thing about your service, about your construction company, to grab more and more attention. And this can be done through one single smartphone for it. My second strategy, I would think it's a video marketing. Nowadays, everybody, I can quote an example where if I buy a new product, whether it is a television, whether it is a sewing machine, whether it is anything. So, what is the major thing comes in a mind that we should see in a YouTube video, and just try to figure it out how to work for this particular product, how it works for us, how it is beneficial, how I have more advantages while using this particular product. So, in a construction industry, if we share this video content, it is a necessity of many customers, because while seeing that video, they get a general idea, as well as they get the idea how to use it, how to make it happen. So these things comes into that particular point, and it's actually a very engaging platform to showcase your firm's capabilities, to secure new project and keep the stakeholders in loop, so that the videos can share your company's service, which I was telling, that it shares the entire service. When you are having that video QR code, it shares all the content about your company, about your service, about your capabilities, about each and everything, which makes it rich for your company. You can easily share these videos, and you can adapt a video QR code. You can even lead the scanners display all the video for the same. You can track while the person who is scanning the video for to understand the entire culture about your company, about your services. So you can get the leads, you can convert them. It can have a great success while this video QR code. I think it's the most important thing, because every people nowadays always in a social media and a video, because they always want to understand what is that actually about, what is that product is has to do, what are the service they are offering, whether it is in our budget or not. That is the main thing which comes in everybody's mind, and which is a natural thought. You can't change that. So in a construction industry, these things are important. It's a vast thing, but I had these couple of points which I came into my mind, because uh, if I say in a business point of view or in a marketer point of view, these points are really important. So what we understood, that is, we can use this QR code for tracking the materials or the assets in a construction industry. Second, you can ensure that safety through QR code by giving them a guide for the safety while installing the instruments or the equipments, or uh, assembling the things. Third, you can do it as a engineering drawing, which is most important while you are constructing a building or anything. You need those drawings, and in a both ways, the consumers and well as the business owners have to give a current status what they are doing and what is their final layout, and it can be done through a QR code so that they get the instant access for the same. Last is marketing strategy. You can do it through social media or in a video target. You can do these things while doing a marketing, because you can track how many scans are done. You can understand how the people are reacting to your information which you have blown in the social media. So these things comprises, or I can say these points are really important if you are in that particular construction industry. And while you are doing these things, you can also grab a customer feedback for the same. You can attach while scanning it through social media, or they're looking out. You can attach that feedback QR code where while they are seeing that or while they are understanding the service. So after the video has finished, or so you can attach that QR code and you can ask the people, then you can understand what are the changes you required in your promotion or whatever you require to get your business into in a limelight, and how you can grab more and more consumer for your firm. So that's why feedback is really important, because in every sector, in every business, these things are important. These things, or you can have, because in a construction industry is a vast subject, but I whatever the points I have, that is really important if you are into that particular business. So that is what we call a construction industry, and these points are really important. If you implement these points, you can have your business flourish, you can grow your business more and more, and you have more and more customer base if you keep the track in a right way, so that the consumer can come and get through it. And you can make those things easier by using this QR code, and they don't have to go here and there. They can just use that QR code and get all the information regarding your project, regarding your people, regarding your company, regarding your success, each and everything. So this small image has its own importance, has its own impact while using it in business. So this is today's case study dealing with the digitalization, where the QR code is also in hand with the digital tool, because when there is a when it is a digital, QR code is there to help it out, to make it more and more easier. It simplifies the entire process to make it smooth for the consumers, because nowadays everybody wants a smoother interface to get through it. They don't want to go here and there to get the things they want in a one perfect picture, so that they can use it for their own good and for the repeat purchases. So this was my presentation according to case study for construction industry. So now I would be introducing myself, that I am working for Uxlivinglab, where we are the market research company. We used to do a research through the customer feedback, the customer insight, and we used to do it globally. We are going and getting the feedback from the customer from the day-to-day life, and we try to understand what they want from the product. So this is the services we are giving to our clients. We are trying to understand each and everything, so that they can improvise the brand with their products according to the market situation. They can make it improvise and profitable business for their own. So this is what we do. We are market research, and if you have any queries regarding it, if you have a query about what are the features, how it works, how can we do it, it is just a simple way. You can just create a QR code while giving your name and your email ID. You create your QR code and you get the things, you get the features. And if still you are not confident about the features or how it works, you can just give me a appointment, and I'll make you understand how it works, how it try to get your business flourish, try to innovate, give you a new strategy for your product, for your brand, so that it should have a good impact in today's market situation. I would be sharing you a calendar link where you can book an appointment at any point of time and any date or a time where when you are free, we are happy to help you out. and I'll share you the website as well, so that you can just try to understand how it works and what are the service we are offering, what we have in our store. We can provide you each and every help to get your business flourish. Thank you for joining this session. If you have any suggestion, just let me in the Facebook inbox. Thank you so much.